Say good night to the bad guy. Come on. The last time you're gonna see a bad guy like this again.
Travis Long, the Mauler.
Yes, sir.
Stage name, the Mauler. Tell me a little bit about, yourself getting into fighting, how that process has been for you, your preparation leading up to that.
Okay. Yeah, so I decided to fight it's probably going on about a year, a little more after high school. I wrestled all through high school, all through middle school. So, after I graduated, I was like, I miss wrestling. What can equivalent to that? So then just out the random one day, some dude hit me up. Yo, do you want to fight? I was like, what do you mean? He's like, do you want to fight MMA? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, all right, come out to this practice, we'll get you going. So went out to a little practice, ran us through some cardio, things like that. He's like, all right, you got to fight in 2 months, train, get ready. So I was like.
So it was a short turnaround time.
Yeah, it was
you're in here and you got to go fight.
Yeah, it was just right there on the spot. He's like, you got about 2.5 months to train, go train, let's get it done. Cool, so I took that 2.5 months, I met up with guys I already knew. My main guy, Paul Breeden, he's a great mixed martial artist. Met up with him, we did some training and just kept, kind of learning as I went about what's the right things to do and what's the wrong things to do. But yeah, I trained and, I believe it was October. October came around and first fight was there. Stepped in the cage and I loved it.
It's time to go, right?
After I took that first W, it was like, all right, this is what I want to do. I love it. I love every part of it.
That's dope. So, being from a small town, you came off a big victory this past weekend in Manassas, Virginia. Talk about that, like how, each round, how you felt, starting with the first round, your emotions leading up into that. I know your adrenaline was pumping and everything like that. So just talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, for sure. So this fight, this fight was a little bit different than the last one because I think we were about 2.5 weeks out and the guys started talking a lot of trash.
Okay.
And I talked to my people around me, my fight team, my manager, Keegan, I was like, how do I respond? And all of them said, don't respond in the cage. So, walking to the cage, I was really, really pumped.
Yeah.
Ready to go. I wouldn't say I didn't have any nerves because I was, there's always that little bit of nervousness there, but I was really just,
he's ready.
All right, it's go time. We're going to get in here and take this W.
Yeah.
So before going out, I had talked to the team and I was like, all right, I've read this guy's film. I've studied him. He's going to go first round strong. He's going to come out strong. He's going to throw shots. After that first round's over, he's going to fold.
So you studied him.
So we come out first round, keeping my distance. We're throwing some shots, presses me up against the cage. And I'm going to be honest, the whole first round, he just held me on the cage. I was throwing shots, We went to the ground at one point. He had top control. A reverse stick, came back to our feet, threw a couple shots, and that was really the first round. So I get back to the corner. They're like, you good? I was like, I'm feeling great. Cardio's good. I know the cardio's good. I'm good with my wrestling, my striking. I know it's there. So we come out second round. We tee up at the top of the cage, and I hit him with a leg sweep, drops him. Come over with a cross, and I think after I got him with that leg sweep and that cross, he kind of just was like, okay, I'm done. Pressed me against the cage again. We ended up going to the ground, and I was on bottom. I wrestled my way up, picked him up, and dropped a big slam on him. Slammed him, landed on the bottom again, but reversed.
Okay.
Once I reversed, I was able to throw shots. We fought on the ground probably for another 1.5 minutes. Round ended. I was like, all right, definitely won that round. The corner's like, you won that round. But the funniest thing, when I went back to the corner, I looked and I was like, yo, I'm about to throw up right now. Yeah. I'm about to throw up.
Exhausted from it.
Yeah, I was.
So I got to ask you, you felt like you won in that moment right there. Does the crowd play impact in your adrenaline moving and, the course of a round? And
Oh
everything
yeah,
like that?
100%. You know, when you hit a guy with a big shot or you make a big slam or something, and you just hear them go crazy.
So it's equivalent to like a basketball game, hitting a big
Exactly.
shot, crowd
Yeah,
going crazy,
exactly.
a football game.
And they're just hyping.
That's
You
what's
know,
up.
they're getting you even more hype.
That's
They're
what's
getting
up.
you even more hype.
That's what's up.
So yeah, the crowd like really boosted me. You know,
That's what's up.
I heard my girlfriend on this side yelling, and I had
You
Keegan
couldn't
on
lose.
this
You
side
couldn't lose
yelling.
then.
I was
you couldn't
like,
lose then.
man, I gotta come out with this victory.
For
But,
sure, for sure. Then I gotta ask as well. You said there was a lot of trash talking beforehand. Was that a social media thing, or was it? Did you see your opponent anywhere
Nah, it
training
was
or anything like that?
it was a lot of social media, and the
Okay.
reason is he trains out of Kaizen MMA.
Okay.
Kaizen MMA is like a really big gym. Like
Okay.
they you know they've had UFC fighters,
So they're well
Bellator fighters
established.
come out of their
Okay.
gym.
That's what's up.
And going into the fight, the dude I fought, his name Joseph Kasey, he was already 0-2. He'd been knocked out twice already. So, you know, I wasn't overconfident because in the fight game, you got to stay humble.
Yep.
He fought, you know, 3 months ago. He could have taken that 3 months, got great training by great coaches, and come out and look like a whole different fighter. So you got to keep that in your mind. But at the same time, I was very confident in my skills
For sure.
and doing what I know how to do as well. And the people and the trainers I work with, you know, I was very confident but humble at the
For
same
sure.
time. So, you know, he was talking a lot of trash, saying it's slaughter day and all this other stuff.
Oh, he was calling it
So,
early.
yeah, he was
Oh,
like,
wow.
it's slaughter day, you know, everybody come out. You're not going to want to miss
Yeah.
this.
And what most you know, people don't know, when a player, fighter, anything, you know, they do the trash talking before the game, the match, anything, that puts more pressure on the person talking. You know what I mean? 'Cause
Oh,
you
yeah,
better
for
back this
sure.
up. You know
For
what I mean?
sure.
You better back this up or you're going to hear about it.
You got to
You know
come
what
out
I mean?
and perform.
For sure. So that's good that you listen to your support system. Just you know, take it all in, hear it all, but don't let it affect your mood. You know what I mean?
Definitely,
Go in
yeah.
there, stick to the mission, stick to, you know, all the training. You know what I mean? Because you could have easily rah-rahed back on Facebook, Instagram,
Right.
any
And-
type of social media. But you know what I mean? You played it cool, and you know, you came out on top, which says a lot about your character, man. So I applaud you for that. Can you talk a little bit about, you know, your support system? You know, who helped you get here? Trainers, whoever's with you with your victory? Who
Yeah,
was with you?
definitely. So, you know, at the start of this fight camp, I brought a couple guys into the gym. My boy Zach Vincent, we've been training together since day one. You know, we fought our first card together. So he's been through the whole process with me this whole time. Well, then I started to bring in some more guys. My boy Paul, he is a phenomenal mixed martial artist. He knows everything about the game. So then I brought Paul in. Paul started showing me some things. And then my boy Andy, he's been in the cage. Andy's brought me in. And then my guy Ant Wilson, he's a pro MMA fighter.
Okay.
Up at Shark Pit BJJ.
That's dope.
I started working with him a lot. And then I had my boy Zach, he brought in his boy Brian. We started working with him, and then my other dude Theo came in, and you know, all of us were just in the gym. Everyone has a certain skill set. Me, huge dominant wrestler. He goes to the ground, I'm gonna dominate you.
For sure.
So then Paul, you know, he's got his kickboxing, his taekwondo. Theo's got his boxing. So working with all those guys helped
You're
me in
just
every aspect.
picking a little bit of everything.
Exactly, and I got to a point where I was like, you know, we're training every week together. Why not go ahead and just start a brand?
Yep.
Let's shoot a brand. So we popped out with Prodigy MMA.
Okay.
You know, we started our own team, started our own brand, and it is one of the best decisions as a young person you can make. Finding the people who bring in the positive energy, who could be your friend and your training partner, but also can critique you. These guys in this whole fight camp, they gave me the positives and they gave me the critiques. Like, hey, your striking looks awful. We need to fix it. And you know, me as a person, I'm not gonna be like, man, you know what, you suck. Like, get out of my. I was like, all right.
And that's
what's
a part of it. You know what I mean? Because you know, when you first started, you probably felt uncomfortable.
Oh yeah,
you know, with some things. You know what I mean? And you could have easily walked away. Why didn't you walk away when stuff was different for you and it made you uncomfortable?
You know, growing up, I've always been put in those uncomfortable situations, and it's either you learn how to deal with it or you run from it. When you run from it, eventually it's going to catch back up
Has
to
to
you.
catch up to you.
So you just gotta learn how to deal with whatever's going on. You just gotta learn how to adapt to it and adjust to it.
For sure.
And once you do that, you're good. Like I got 4 or 5 different guys critiquing me at one time, and that makes me feel uncomfortable. So I'd be like, look, you get me first, and then I'll go through the rest of y'all. Because when you have so many people throwing a bunch of different information at you, you can't fix it.
It's a lot.
Especially in the fight world. If you got a guy telling you to throw a jab like this, and a dude telling you to throw a jab like
all
this,
at once. Yeah.
you're gonna be like, how is a proper jab thrown?
Yeah.
So you kind of just gotta put your foot down and be like, look, I'm willing for the help, more than open to it, but we just gotta break it down. Like everybody gotta try and get on the same page so we can work on one concept at a time.
For sure, it's like a team. You know what I'm saying? Everyone playing their role. You know what I mean? You take in certain information, but when it's all thrown in at once, it can get kind of confusing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You don't want to let your coaches down. You don't want to let anyone down. So you take your time with the process as well. Man, that's really dope. So you talk about, you know, taking in advice from anyone like Keegan Clark. What does he mean to you, you know, through this whole journey?
Oh man, Keegan's that guy. You know, Keegan is really that guy. I'm very grateful for him. Keegan has helped me out a lot. You know, my last manager screwed me over, and that's what it was. I came into the shop one day to get my cut. Man, me and Keegan were just talking, and when we were talking, I just felt like he wasn't feeding me a bunch of crap. He was so interested, and he cared for what I was doing. So, you know, I talked with the guys. I was like, look, I got a potential new manager. You know, I think I'm going to let him on. I feel like Keegan can be very great for our team and can do great things.
For sure.
Talked to him about it. He said, yeah, I'm willing. Let's give it a try.
That's dope.
You know, he popped out to a practice, and he was like, all right, what do we need so I can go ahead and get it? You know, my boy Brian needed a cup. Keegan got him a cup. He got us our OG Prodigy MMA shirts, you know.
That's tough.
Popped out to the fight, walked out the tunnel with the whole team, was there for the support, was always hyping up, you know, just random times during my week, random times during my day, he would just hit me with something, be like, come on, bro, you know, we this much closer, hold your head up, we gonna go out here and destroy, you know. Yeah. Keegan has really helped me with my motivation, with my mindset. I'm very grateful for him, and hope to work with him.
And that's real. That's real that you have people in your corner that are with you from the start of your journey. Like, you didn't just come off your victory and he hit you up, or anyone hit you up and be like, Travis, I always knew you could do it, man. Like, you know what I mean? So I think, you know, that comes up a lot when you start becoming more successful. You're gonna see a lot of that. You know what I mean? This is our first time meeting, but you know, the vibe I'm getting off you, man, that you're a hard worker. You take in what people tell you, because there's a lot of people out here, you know what I mean, that think they know it all. You know what I mean? So they're trying to look past advice. You know what I mean? And I'm big on, I want the advice. You know what I mean? I want the good. I want the bad. It doesn't mean I'm gonna necessarily listen to it all. You know what I mean? And go that way, but I wanna feel what other people think, you know what I mean, that could help me out. You know what I mean? I take the good with the bad, you know, and I get back to the drawing board and see how I can improve, you know what I mean, each and every day. So that's dope, man. So talking about your preparation to get to where you are now, you know, coming off a big win last weekend, what was your sleep schedule like? You know, I know you probably work in between your training schedule. How was all that?
So, thankfully, I work at night. I work from midnight to 8 a.m. So I was able to go to work, come home, sleep my couple hours, go train, go throughout my day, go back to work, go to sleep. So my sleep schedule wasn't really affected. I actually got a lot of sleep that I needed. But sleep's definitely a big factor because it helps you rest your body. But yeah, so everything fits into my schedule perfectly, and I love it because I have my 3 to 4 hours that I can take and train throughout the day, sleep, go to work, sleep again, and do it all over. You know, I was consistent all fight camp. I trained every week. It was a little bit hard because the gym I train at down here they had wrestling season in, so we could only get in at certain
limited gym
times.
time.
Yeah,
Yep.
but we squeezed in. But on Fridays, I would go up to Shark Pit Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu up in Winchester with my guy Ant Wilson. Great guy, helped me with my striking a lot, showed me a lot of jiu-jitsu. So when you're prepping for a fight, especially a big fight, you gotta find time to get in everything you need.
For sure.
Because if you lack a little bit, you're gonna lack that same in the cage.
For sure.
And when you go to practices, it doesn't matter if you got off work an hour ago, if you're dead tired, you gotta find that motivation,
get in there.
and you
Gotta
gotta
put that work in.
you gotta push your body and push your mind,
Yeah.
because when you're in that cage, you can't just be like, all right, I'm done fighting now. If you're not, you're gonna get your head taken off. So if you push yourself at practice and get your mind right and just push yourself till you can't no more, when you get in a cage, you're gonna be able to go forever and
For
ever
sure.
and ever.
So sitting here, coming off your win, you feel like those long days, I mean, they paid off. Like they're worth it,
100%.
you know what I mean? So you
100%.
wouldn't have it any other way. Your diet, what's your diet like? You a fried foods guy? You snack a little bit?
Yeah. So
give it to me straight, man. What's going on?
with me being a 135 pounder, I don't get very heavy, so I kind of just eat whatever. I throw a little bit of clean up in the diet here and there, but nah, I pretty much eat what I want. Yeah, with that last fight week, I usually, I don't eat all the snacks and all the sodas and all that bad stuff, because that's the week when you really want to get your body to 100%. You want to get your energy level as high as it can go. But yeah, I eat whatever.
For sure. What motivation, what keeps you going? Like you just came off a win. It could easily be said, for you just be like, I'm good. You know what I mean? Like what's gonna keep you going?
The thing that motivates me the most is being able to live worry-free. I do the hard work here, and in 20 years, I can live worry-free, take care of my family. And coming from a small town like we're in, you see a lot of crazy things happen. People around you struggling, all the hardships. And if I can take what I'm doing and make myself big, and take the people around me with me, those
inspire
people,
a lot of people, man.
Those people who have been there with me, who has always motivated me, never doubted me. When I go big, don't just be like, all right, adios, I'll see y'all later. It's like, nah, I'm big, y'all are big.
Yeah.
Where are we going?
Giving back to your community and everything like that. That says a lot about you, man, because, you could easily blow up. You're like, forget this town. What this town do for me? You know what I mean? But, that's that good in your heart, You got
to take care of the people that take care of you.
For sure.
It's all love.
For sure.
It's all love.
For sure. Post-win, Saturday night, walk me through your emotions after that. You know what I mean? That was a big win for you, for yourself, for your team, your community. You know what I mean? I know you're getting a lot of buzz right now, so talk about that real quick.
Yeah, man. After the fight, after he raised my hand, I jumped on top of the cage.
Oh, for real?
I was so hyped, so excited. Walking out the cage, I got everyone saying, let's go. Then I got my girl coming out, pushing people out the way to hug me, going backstage. Everybody fist bumping me, let's go. Then before I can even put my shirt on and set my trophy down, let's get a picture here. So, just feeling everybody seeing that I'm doing so well and that I had just a big win, and just seeing all the support and positivity. I loved it.
That's dope,
I loved
man.
every moment of it. And then after the fight, I went back to the hotel.
You got lit, didn't you?
I had like 4 shots with my boys, and after that, crashed.
What's up?
Listen, bro,
That's
you
what's
could
up.
go into a fight, you could go into the cage and fight 45 seconds, or you can go and fight 9 minutes. When you step out, you dead tired.
Yeah, for
I'm
sure.
not even, you
For
like,
sure.
I don't know what it is,
For
but
sure.
you just
But you
dead
probably
tired.
woke up feeling good, man. Like,
Man, I tell you, the way that third round went had me very hyped. They called it split decision, but it was definitely a knockout.
you had it.
Dude was just
You had him slumped.
slumped over. I mean, I was just on top, ground and pound, and he was just limp.
Yeah.
And ref ain't called it.
What time did this end? Like, what time was it when you found out you won everything? Was it late?
It was probably probably like 10,
10?
10:30.
You crashed early, then.
Oh,
You
yeah,
crashed
yeah,
early.
for sure. All my other
You
boys
earned it.
got lit.
Hey, you earned it, though. You
Yeah.
earned it. That's what's up, man.
100%.
That's what's up,
Yeah,
man.
I mean, who says you got to party the night of the W?
Hey, man, you do what you want.
Who says you got a party
You the
tonight,
champ
man?
that night, man. You do what you want, man.
Exactly.
For
Yeah,
sure,
man. It's just a great feeling.
That's
you know,
dope, for
that,
sure.
especially when you're in the cage, the atmosphere around
Yeah.
you. You just feel like, you feel like you're in the UFC,
Yeah.
you know.
You're on top of
that-
the world.
People yelling, it feels great.
For sure,
It
man.
feels great.
Hey, there's plenty more of that to come. You keep working hard. You know what I'm saying? Keep listening to your support system. I'm rooting for you. So
Appreciate
it's
it.
dope to meet you, man. Like, we got to cover a lot. So I want you to keep going, keep working hard. And don't forget, where you came from, everything like that, man.
Of course. I
what's
hope
up.
to be back on here after the title fight.
For our viewers watching right now, how can they keep up with you? Do you have an Instagram, any Twitter, Facebook, anything like that?
So Instagram is @_Mauler135. And if you're going to follow me, then go ahead and go over to @Prodigy_MMA23. Follow that account. And from there, you'll find all my training partners. You'll find all my boys on there. Just keep up. I post fight announcements. Like fighting June 17th will be my next fight. It's about 4 months from now. June 17th is the next fight. I keep everything updated. I post little clips here and there throughout training camp. Prodigy MMA merch coming out soon, so
Sure.
definitely go over and
Go
follow.
get your merch. Go get your merch.
Definitely go follow Prodigy's Instagram because you do not want to miss the merch drop. I should have brought one, but we got some OG shirts that are just OGs. But
Get 'em out.
this joint gonna be dropping. Working on some hoodies, some beanies, some hats. Got some things in the work, man.
That's what's up, man.
2024.
Travis Long, the Mauler, against all odds. Nice to meet you, bro.
Nice to meet
Yes,
you
sir.
too, bro.